think he does those things though? Do you think
For money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
Floyd Mayweather has fired back at Eddie Hearn for claiming he doesn't have the money many think he has.
How about Mayweather?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Floyd didn't only troll Hearn, but he also flaunted more of his wealth to prove Hearns as an ignorant liar.
The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus, Lemmy.
Despite making an absurd amount of money throughout his professional boxing career, which lasted over 20 years, there have been stories over the years which have surfaced about Mayweather not being so smart with his money, and even in the build-up to his huge fight against Conor McGregor in 2017, the Irishman insinuated in the build-up that the undefeated former boxing world champion had tax issues.
I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever.
Despite being by far the richest fighter in boxing history, Floyd Mayweather's wealth following the end of his professional boxing career has come into question, with Eddie Hearn asking about Mayweather's wealth.
But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter.
In a recent interview with GRM Daily, Hearn has questioned Money Mayweather's wealth, saying that he thinks the 50-0 fighter does not have as much money as he says.
Because he fought everybody he could of his era.
I don't think he's got the money he says, that's what I think. I don't think he needs the money, but you know when you've got that lifestyle, when he's spending what he's spending.
Boy, good to see you again, man.
Come on, let me what's going on?
The money man is back.
As a result, Floyd Mayweather has responded with a new video on his Instagram where he even boasted more than he would normally do in order to fire shots at Hearn and prove Hearn's claims as false.
But he was a different kind of skill set, you know. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing.
In the video, he was presented a check, and he continued by intentionally announcing amount in the check and said, "You know what we do? The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus, I appreciate you. You guys always do great business. That's 6 zeros. It's not bad. It's a deal. I appreciate it."
When I come and do an exhibition or come out and box and have some fun.
He then graced another interview where he trolled Eddie Hearn, saying, "When I come and do an exhibition, it's because I love the sport and I feel like it."
I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff.
Floyd Mayweather is known throughout the world of combat sports to be the biggest moneymaker in boxing history. Mayweather, 47, enjoyed a perfect professional boxing career and retired with an unheard of 50-0 record, where he managed to become by far the biggest draw in boxing, generating billions of dollars of revenue across his 50-fight career.
It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Hearn's comments certainly hold weight, as throughout his career, Mayweather has always been seen bragging and publicly displaying his cash and businesses, but has also been accused in the past of not being very smart with his money.
You guys always do great business.
Thank
And of course,
You know, we
if I'm the money man, they gotta have some fun.
Despite finishing his professional boxing career with a huge payday in one of the biggest fights in the sport's history against former two-division UFC champion Conor McGregor, Mayweather still pretty frequently participates in exhibition bouts and has faced YouTuber and WWE superstar Logan Paul, English reality TV star Aaron Chalmers, and former MMA fighter John Gotti III.
always got something for Floyd. That's easy. That's easy.
The fact that Mayweather is still competing 7 years after the end of his professional career has made many people question his financial stability, despite earning an absurd amount of money throughout his career. Mayweather is regularly seen on social media flashing huge amounts of cash, watches, and is always talking about his business ventures.
Got some zeros.
Is that all right?
That's not bad.
Eddie Hearn has questioned Floyd Mayweather's wealth, doubting if the boxer truly has as much money as he claims after retiring undefeated. Mayweather's flashy displays of wealth on social media and participation in exhibition fights may not all be what they seem. The retired fighter, meanwhile, returns to the ring for an exhibition bout August 24th for a rematch with John Gotti III. Floyd Mayweather is known throughout the world of combat sports to be the biggest moneymaker in boxing history. Mayweather, 47, enjoyed a perfect professional boxing career and retired with an unheard of 50-0 record where he managed to become by far the biggest draw in boxing, generating billions of dollars of revenue across his 50-fight career. One would question why Eddie Hearn would come at Floyd Mayweather in such a devastating manner and make huge claims about his net worth. Well, this isn't the first time Eddie Hearn is firing such shots at Floyd Mayweather unprovoked.
So, yeah, I gotta know the difference between...
In one of Mayweather's previous exhibitions, Eddie Hearn labeled the exhibition bout between Floyd Mayweather and rookie boxer Logan Paul as the biggest joke I have ever seen, and also admitted he was uncomfortable promoting YouTube cards.
Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000.
The boxing promoter claimed Floyd Mayweather looked terrible against Logan Paul and was left stunned by the empty seats in Miami. Mayweather was, to the surprise of many, taking the full 8 rounds in his exhibition bout with YouTuber Paul.
Something like that, if that.
I believe so.
We've had some bad ones.
All-time great Mayweather and Paul fought in a lucrative showdown in Miami, Florida last month, and no winner was declared after the popular online personality was able to go the distance in the 3 8-minute rounds.
But this is, I've seen a map, someone posted a map yesterday. I mean, I don't know anyone that even knows Floyd Mayweather is fighting on Saturday.
News of the fight was greeted with widespread skepticism and distaste from across the boxing world, and Hearn, who shares a similar opinion, has even gone as far as labeling the decision to screen the spectacle as a disgrace. By doing so, Hearn took aim at Sky Sports, his former broadcaster before his multi-million switch with Matchroom Boxing to streaming service DAZN, and ripped into the Giants for showing Mayweather and Paul's showdown.
Who is putting the money up for these events? Like, I think that the Mayweather fights are so f***ing naff.
Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul was the biggest joke I have ever seen, Hearn told TalkSport. It was a disgrace that it was even broadcast, to be honest, and Hearn feared it will have an impact on the younger audience who may not be so well educated on the boxing legend's unrivaled career and skills.
To be honest with you. But I don't actually mind, like, at least Aaron Chalmers will go out and he can box and he'll have a go and, like, whatever.
He told DAZN, "This never felt comfortable for me. The person this looked worse on than anybody, and he probably doesn't care, is Floyd Mayweather. He looked quite terrible. If you're a young fan, you see Floyd Mayweather last night, you go, he was the best ever." I know that Logan Paul was hugging around, but I don't know. I always said from the outside it was a bad look for the sport.
But literally no one knows that is even happening. Someone has hired out the O2 Arena.
I don't mind Jake Paul against Tyron Woodley. He's taking the sport seriously. They're on a similar level. Hearn dabbled in the world of celebrity boxing after promoting the rematch between Paul and online rival KSI in 2019. As a result, he was sure not to slam the pay-per-view spectacle, but was shocked with the amount of fans who attended. Hearn explained, "What's happened to the world? I didn't stay up to watch. I woke up in the night to check my Twitter."
Thinking they're going to sell out the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather, and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view.
I couldn't believe how few tickets they sold. It's kind of weird. I'm sure it performed well on pay-per-view, but it looked like there was nobody there. That was my first thought. I just saw some clips and I'm like, what has happened? It caused some interesting debate. I saw Ricky Hatton say he was quite appalled. Being a promoter, I've learned not to criticize too badly because you never know what you're going to do in the future.
But I don't blame him for fighting Floyd Mayweather. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. Every fight has to have a narrative, right? So when I did KSI Logan Paul, 2 biggest YouTubers in the world.
Now, if there's a fight between someone who is taking boxing seriously and someone that can fight, I'm talking about Jake Paul against Tyron Woodley coming up. I'm not offended by it. Logan's younger brother Jake was gearing up to face former UFC welterweight champion Woodley, and Hearn, despite his disgust for the divisive new trend, has praised him for his commitment.
Logan Paul v Mayweather, you know, getting a lot of questions on that. It's difficult because obviously I did Logan Paul against KSI.
Jake is in the gym, he's doing the hard sparring, he's beaten a couple of fighters, UFC fighters at least different, he said. Both Paul brothers have spearheaded the gradual increase of well-known faces from YouTube taking the step into boxing, although this has been heavily savaged by more traditional viewers of the sport. Hearn was initially involved too, having promoted his first YouTube headline card for the second fight between Logan and KSI in November 2019. A decision he has looked to defend, but also now regrets. I did Logan Paul against KSI, two guys who can't really fight at that professional level, but it was a 50-by-50, Hearn added.
But that's a 50-50 fight. Logan Paul against Mayweather, it's not for me.
We sold out the Staples Center. We did millions of buys worldwide on pay-per-view. But I did feel uncomfortable, I have to be honest. Jake, meanwhile, has continued his relentless campaign of calling out Conor McGregor as he continues his pursuit of a boxing match between them. I think it will happen. Look, I'm the money fight for Conor McGregor right now, Paul told The Herd. There is no other fighter right now who is on a bigger level than me that is calling out Conor McGregor and wants to fight Conor. Our team is in touch with his team, and there's talks of it actually happening.
It's not for me. But if you want me to promote it, I think it's an unbelievable fight, and I'm there.
And people at first thought I was just joking when I said I wanted to fight him. But now it's as real as it gets. It's more real than ever. And by the way, if we do fight, I'm going to knock him out. While there isn't any recent animosity between Floyd Mayweather and Eddie Hearn, there have been rumors that the battle for Shakur Stevenson's signature has kept the two boxing promoters at loggerheads.
I love the energy at Matchroom. With the energy that he got, I'm definitely going to be able to give like my best performances.
You know, the key for him is to be able to make the big fight.
Shakur Stevenson is the hottest property to hit free agency. Promotional vultures are flying overhead to have a piece of him. But the question remains. It seems he has dropped a hint about the road ahead, and he might already have upset some big names and turned some heads against themselves.
I think that's the most important thing.
I feel like Eddie Hearn is one of the best promoters in the game.
Stevenson, 27, completed his contractual obligations with Bob Arum's Top Rank when he comfortably sailed through against Artem Harutyunyan in a homecoming last month. For fans, the Top Rank remains the best bet to nurture young talent and help them propel into stardom. However, Sugar and Top Rank failed to open a new contract, despite a $3 million fight per fight, stretching to 5 fights. While there is budding bromance between him and Floyd Mayweather, to whom he was even video calling after the Harutyunyan fight, he holds Eddie Hearn in a higher regard as a promoter. In a conversation with Najee on Cigar Talk, Stevenson, at 22-0, opened up about the various promoters. While Top Rank has visibility with ESPN, there is an emotional connection with Mayweather Promotions, which tried aggressively to bag him when he switched to pro boxing in 2017. But the Newark native gave the laurel of a better promoter to Hearn. He declared, "I've got nothing but respect and love for Floyd. He's been talking to me a lot and helping me out. I think Eddie Hearn is one of the best promoters. Top Rank have ESPN, but promotion-wise, Eddie Hearn is a better promoter." Interestingly, the British promoter had expressed his desire to add Stevenson to the Matchroom stable. Pointing out how the lightweight fighter had been managed terribly, he remained hopeful of a conversation if he were available on the market. It all depends on whether it all works out for both sides. Going by the recent trend, we might have to wait a while before we get a clear picture. Despite attempting to lure the WBC champion with a fight with Gervonta Davis on the offer, Matchroom Boxing won't match the fight purse that Top Rank has put on the table. In addition, Tank fights under the PBC banner, which has been reluctant to do business with other promoters. What's more, Al Heyman might not be looking to add any more fighters, if Arum is to be believed. Arum detailed the scenario when he sat down with Najee last month and admitted that the chances of Stevenson returning to Top Rank were high. The American promoter said, "Shakur Stevenson is between a rock and a hard place. If there's nothing better, he's going to come back to us."
Boots. I didn't expect to do 13,000, 14,000 in Philly. Hopefully the performance sits with that and then it's done.
But you should also put Mayweather Promotions as a wild card on the list. Money knows how to conduct business, and maybe he can be the move Stevenson needs right now to raise his stocks and popularity. However, one factor to consider regarding Eddie Hearn's claims about Mayweather's is the fact that too many boxing professionals are saying the same thing about him being broke. But could this really be true? Recently, Mayweather critiqued modern fighters' preoccupation with superficial aspects of fame and wealth, which Gervonta Tank Davis perceived as a veiled attack directed at him.
And he owed people in Saudi Arabia money too. All here scamming.
Floyd Mayweather called them out for not taking the craft seriously and instead focusing on their appearance in the ring. Pretty boy Floyd then used his career as a point of comparison. The athlete argued that they're only looking at the finished product of who he is as an inspiration, not the work he put in to get there. A lot of times what these fighters are looking at, they're looking at Floyd with the cars, they're looking at Floyd being flashy. Mayweather expressed, "Man, listen, I made so many sacrifices. You all are looking at the end results, and when I was champion having hundreds of millions in the bank, I still was on my grind in that gym. You all are worried about your outfits, how your boots look, worried about the wrong things. A lot of you fighters are living check to check."
Y'all not looking at this shit where y'all gonna look at the interview and Zab gonna tell y'all, you know, with me being champion, with me already having...
In retaliation, Davis lambasted Mayweather on social media, alleging financial improprieties and labeling him a hater. Guy says all this trash, but he's in Dubai and can't leave because he's been taking people's money and not doing what they paid him to do. Guy's a freaking hater, Davis posted. Floyd then shot back on Friday, April 26th, the very next day after his initial. The acclaimed boxer posted several videos alleging that the boxer had a little sugar in his tank. The videos found Gervonta dancing on TikTok and Instagram to Lil Uzi Vert's "I Just Wanna Rock" and Drake's "Thank Me Now." However, it became messier on the next day when Davis issued a threat to physically confront his former mentor, indicating a desire to knock Floyd Mayweather out upon their next encounter. Floyd Mayweather mocked Gervonta Davis with a video where he was making unconventional dance moves. This contention stems from Davis's frustrations, notably referencing a prior jail sentence he faced due to a hit-and-run incident in 2020.
Already having... I just wanna rock.
Things actually took a turn for the worse after Davis threatened to knock out his former mentor. "Now I go around and knock Floyd out when I see him and I'll care about going back to jail," Davis wrote on X in reference to the 90-day jail sentence he received after violating the terms of his home detention for a hit-and-run crash in November 2020. "He's such a fool. He doesn't allow his security to carry guns?" This public spat reflects the intensity of the ongoing rift between Mayweather and Davis, manifesting in a series of confrontational exchanges across various online platforms. While Floyd Mayweather returned from Dubai a few weeks later, there's every possibility that the boxing legend is actually in some debt, regardless of how much he flaunts, as different fingers are pointing at him over and over again, and most of the time, they can't all be wrong. Most likely, Floyd Mayweather is the wrong one, as he may really not be worth as much as he shows himself to be worth. And to boost his financial powers, the boxing legend is set to contest in an exhibition fight later this year.
In his career, he was taking a lot of chances as well. So, it just depends on which Floyd Mayweather you talk about.
Just recently, Floyd Mayweather had a press conference as well, ahead of his exhibition fight against John Gotti III. Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti III kept things respectful this time around.
To be able just, it's always great to be able to fight where there's a lot of fight fans. And we know that Mexico has a history of boxing.
Mayweather and Gotti face off in an exhibition boxing on August 24th in Mexico City. It's a rematch of a 2023 exhibition bout between the two that descended into chaos when referee Kenny Bayless halted the fight due to excessive trash talk between the two, causing a near brawl in the ring afterward.
Mexico has a history of great champions and the love of boxing.
Now the two are set to run things back. A press event in New York City on Thursday, both men remained chill before engaging in their first face-off for the rematch. Gotti is the 31-year-old grandson of infamous mob boss John Gotti, but made a name for himself as an MMA fighter before transitioning into boxing, where he is currently 2-0 as a professional.
I had so many chances of going to Mexico, to visit Mexico.
The 47-year-old Mayweather is widely considered to be one of the best boxers of his generation and an all-time great. Sporting a perfect 50-0 professional record, Mayweather retired from boxing in 2017, but has since engaged in a number of exhibition bouts like this one, including matchups with Logan Paul and Aaron Chalmers. The first bout between the two, which happened on June 14th, 2023, was an exhibition boxing match held at the FLA Live Arena in Sunrise, Florida.
It was fate, and I think this time is fate. You know, we wasn't supposed to have this fight again. One thing led to another, and
It ended in a controversial way, with the fight being stopped in the 6th round. The stoppage led to a post-fight melee that overshadowed the bout itself. Mayweather, the legendary undefeated boxer, and Gotti III, the grandson of the notorious mob boss John Gotti and a professional boxer and MMA fighter himself, were expected to draw significant attention due to their high profiles.
why not? I get a second chance to one of the greatest fighters to ever lace up boxing gloves, you know, so.
However, the chaotic end to their first encounter, including a brawl involving members of both camps, led to the fight's controversial conclusion. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.